we have Diwasha and Sneha with us. And it's like last podcast में हमने बात किया ही था कि starting new things is tough. And ये start किया तो मैं पीयूष को call किया था शाम को when रचना backed out. तो मैं बोला कि पीयूष we will do it, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए. Let's make it a habit. रचना के साथ we will do in the next 3 days only because I am leaving on Thursday. But I wanted to do something today itself. And here we are. So that
How are you guys?
That's
We're
Diwasha.
good. So excited for this. Like so excited.
Very happy that you guys could think of us to count on.
No,
and we
bro.
could show up.
No, bro. You were the first one.
Exactly.
You both were the first one and you both said in one go.
That's
I mean,
what
तेरे को तो
they're
मैंने
saying
पूछा ही
ना.
नहीं.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That we're glad that you would count on us.
Yes.
How are your life going?
You came on
First.
first and you came on 6th. So it's been 10 days and it's been
6 days.
6 days. ठीक है. I think 6 days से start करना है.
So I'm still kind of settling in making new friends, finding out new spots and places to be, and things are changing, but I think it's a good change. It's a very good change, and it is going to shape my life in a much better way. And I love the library, so that is
No,
a good thing.
मैं +1 नहीं. भाई मेरे को पूरे कैंपस में यहाँ आके बैठना सबसे अच्छा है.
Not a very welcome change. I am facing a lot of anxiety issues जो कि मुझे घर पे नहीं थे. I'm not homesick, but there are a lot of people who I expected will not turn out to be how they are. And यहाँ का culture बहुत different है. So like the social life, social part of it is something I've never been exposed to. So like every event where there's something social happening, before that event I face a lot of social anxiety. That is something I really want to work on and overcome. Because I think that's something that's going to make me really stronger once I get out of the space. Other than that, meeting people is fun. Himanshu and piyush and Diwasha is a fun experience. Library is amazing. But yeah, it's just needs to be spent.
तूने बोला about a lot of people you don't feel good if like you can.
I can't.
Alright. Second thing उसने बोला.
She's facing anxiety.
नहीं, I'm not talking about anxiety. We are fun. Why are we fun?
You just are. I mean, I can't अभी तेरा podcast में इतनी तारीफ नहीं कर सकती मैं.
But you both like reading, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
But totally different stuff, or you both like novel and stuff. What are you into?
I am very much into fiction and classics, to be exact. So I can read classics every day. Like it is still new. Like I read it again and again and again, but it's still new. Like I still find something that I did not think of before. Once the first time I read it, I did not see that part of it, and that is what I love about classics, because I also like history a lot. So going back to a period and getting to know about how people lived then, what the thought process was, how it evolved, are we still the same? It's like those classics are based like 200 years ago. But in some way, we're still the same. Some societal ways, we're still the same. So those things, that appeals to me. So I like fiction a lot, fantasy, and young adult kind of thing.
So you said every time you read a scene,
Exactly.
book, gives you a different perspective. Why do you think that happens?
Because you're reading into a person's mind.
Because also I'm reading it at different points in life. So my thought
Right.
process has changed.
Right.
I'm looking at it in a different way. So what comes to me is something different.
That is मतलब एक बार में अपन पूरा book चाहे एक बार पढ़े या 10 बार पढ़े, we will gain knowledge in different manner.
Yeah, for sure.
What are your thoughts?
I like reading a lot of things about how the brain works, how emotions work.
Sex.
But did you say sex student?
Psych
Oh,
student.
psych student. Okay.
Pura
But
conversation.
I also like to read about transformation. Like, I like things to be intense. I like to see people who have a passion towards something. तो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल जर्नीज मुझे पढ़ने में मजा आता है. रोमांसेस जिसमें कैरेक्टर्स आर इंटेंस, लाइक Wuthering Heights is a classic, and the two characters, they hate each other with a passion, but उन दोनों के बीच में the only quality that brings them together, that only quality likable about both of them is their love for each other. They hate each other, despicable people, कुछ अच्छा नहीं है. But even then, they have come together to love each other, and that is a beautiful thing. That is something different. So I look for an edge because I think I'm a quirky person like that. So different things. So like conventional like that.
Right, I think we were talking about the same book.
Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Clear.
Who was it by?
Wuthering Heights is
Emily Bronte.
The Bronte sisters.
Who's your favorite author?
I don't have a big
Yeah, even I wouldn't be able to land on one author that, I like every book
favorite
by.
book.
Yeah.
Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and?
Prejudice.
We talked about this one, and this is your favorite too.
It is one of my favorites, yeah, we could say that. Because I'm so much into classics, so I think
Right.
the conversation turned towards classics, so her choices are based on that.
No.
Mine has always been, I've been a very classics oriented
But even
person.
in Pride and Prejudice, so the guy has a lot of pride.
Hmm.
And the girl has a lot of prejudice.
Do you feel the deja vu?
Yeah.
But the story
So-
turns around.
So just that you guys have a context. We were talking about the same thing. in
And
the
I,
evening.
did,
We're
I
discussing books.
explained it the same
Yeah.
way, that the book is named Pride and
Pride and
Prejudice.
Prejudice because the two. And also it also shows ki like कि we in this world we tend to be very independent. हम लोग कुछ खुद से करते हैं, but you need to lean on other people and you need to change parts of yourself too. You can't be prejudiced about everything and you cannot also have a pride. So everything has a balance and you lack somewhere and you
I think
need to lean on
I
other
took
people.
away something else from that book, like very different something. What I took away was that when you need to, like, you may be prejudiced towards something, like, but something, people are not always good or bad. People are just different. So just because you're different from somebody, you don't judge them on that basis. Maybe you don't get along. Maybe they belong to a different class. Maybe they have pride. Maybe they have bad qualities. But nobody is good or bad. They're just different. Like everybody is shaped that way for some reason. Because we are all born equal. So it's the experiences that shape them. And that is what happens when Elizabeth looks at Mr. Darcy that way. She realizes that it is how life has shaped him, but he is a good person at heart. So, yeah.
Very interesting point she said. We all are born equal. Why do you say that? Why did you say that?
Because is it not true? We all come up with a clean slate, but we keep adding stuff to it as we experience stuff. So
in that sense, alright.
our experiences shape us in certain way. Every experience, good or bad. No?
Right. No, I mean, I have a different perspective, but then, okay, to an extent, you're right. I don't think we are equal.
Even I don't think we're equal.
We are not.
We're not equal.
There's so many things that separates us, that makes us unique, even before we are born.
Like the
Compare-
place we are born in, the family we are born in,
Yeah.
the social class we are born in, things
Right.
like that is it not part of the experience?
No.
No?
No.
How not? Like once I'm born, I experience those things in that way. If I'm born rich, then I'm a spoiled brat. If I'm born poor,
No, that
Then
is
that's-
far
that is-
stretched
That
argument.
is
That is far
that is
stretched
not,
argument.
yeah, what we're trying to say.
but like why? So that becomes an experience of life.
Like, to an extent, she is right. So, we all are just, this flesh and blood, clean slate, what you're talking about is right. But then, as you grow up,
And also everybody सब कुछ लोगों के बहुत सारे experiences similar होते हैं, but how they learn from it is different. So in that way also.
Right.
Yes.
True. True.
In that way also.
But the how they learn from it is the only thing that makes them unique and that makes them different. That is the differentiating point, na? And that is the only thing.
So that
where
is
you're
what
not
I'm
equal.
saying, that people.
You're not equal. You're different in that manner, and that is the only differentiating point.
I said we are born equal,
Born equal.
and then we become different people. That was my whole point.
Yes.
As we experience things, we become different.
I agree with that.
but also I'm lacking this. I'm just saying, come on, bring it on.
Because we like the same thing, so yeah.
Again, see ना वही जो ये लोग ने पहले point बोला उसने कि whenever I read a book, every time it gives another meaning. यहाँ ही clear हो गया.
Everybody has a different perspective. That's what is good about books. You take away from it what you want to.
You interpret it.
I start reading books.
You should.
I should.
Like we three, we do read books a lot. I think you're the only one.
It's the best
The
way
black
to learn.
swan.
The best way to learn.
This one, Flame Library.
Nahin, books are the
Let's
best.
just talk about the books.
Books, for sure. But of course, talking about Flame Library, what a beautiful library we have. God damn, I mean, come on.
Agreed, and everybody who judges me on the fact that I spend half my day here.
Come on, go out there, exploit it, go read books, go discover different genres of books.
It's fun.
But I like, so my life has been, so I've traveled a lot of cities, a lot of places, okay? But since my teenage, I have not had a lot of exposure. But the only thinking, the only understanding, ideas about experiences that I've got is only through the books I've read. And it has given me so much, like, when I used to be 13, okay? So I used to go to the school. But in my school, I was not accepted freely because मैं मुंबई से आई थी and I gone to Punjab, ठीक है? So that time पे it was not very accepting to accept somebody who's come from the west. So it was completely like culture से against. And what I used to do was school में I didn't have any friends. So I had this tradition कि every year I used to count and I used to order 18 books every year for my birthday. And I did not study at school. I used to only take my books and read school में. मैं क्लास में लास्ट पे बैठती थी मैं बुक्स पढ़ती थी and after 2-3 months I realized कि when I had conversations with my classmates I had a much more mature perspective than people my age and वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ मेरे रीडिंग से आया है. Like I have not had experiences जहाँ पे मैं रात को बाहर गई हूँ या I just like I tell this to a lot of people but since 1st of December I am staying out of the house outside of my house after 8 o'clock after the night. But my understanding of the world, how people work, how I realized that, I have an inclination towards psychology is because of the books that I read. And it's been such a huge part of shaping the person that I am. So they play a very important role.
Also, one interesting question that I have. Do you think you're talking about books giving you perspective, the way to look, lens to look, let's say. Do you think this stymie you, this blocks you from perceiving the world as it is, like the reality? And don't you think that you're putting up a lens and then seeing the world rather than just looking at the way it is?
But reality is never reality. It's just order of perception. Your reality and my reality are never the same. And you need those lenses. Otherwise, like, you have to have judgments. You can't function without that. And irrespective of the fact that people say don't make judgments, you need judgments. Because that is how you're going to function. मुझे जज करना पड़ेगा if I want to trust you, have this conversation with you and have this podcast or not.
What I think is that I would be a much more spontaneous person if I did not read this much. Because I have already seen that scene play out. If I go out late, if I drink too much, I've already seen it play out how it could be.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So had I not read about it, had I not associated with the character who did it, I may be open to doing it. But now I am not. So what your point is that we look at life through a lens is kind of true. I mean, that lens is made up of a lot of things, no? One of them is books.
Right.
Don't you
Otherwise,
guys-
experiences.
Don't you guys think spontaneous is thrilling?
100% it is. Well, I think it is.
I think so too, but I just don't think myself capable of it. Like not too much. Like to a certain extent I could, but not too much adventure for me, for sure.
What about you, Sneha?
It definitely is. It is.
But I think to be spontaneous is an art, bro. Not many people
It takes
do it.
courage. It takes a lot of courage.
You can be funny, you can be witty, you know how to speak, you can calibrate yourself. to a social situation, especially. I mean, it's beautiful when you
Yeah.
can, when you know how to speak, where to speak,
Yeah.
how to land your jokes. I am working on it, how to be spontaneous. So I go socialize with people, say things that is top and that is at the top of my
It
mind.
also, I think, involves getting out of your own head.
Right,
It involves getting out of your own head.
right. A very big part.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, I think, yeah, it's like, no, okay, let's just make a joke and I will be like, 10 लोग offend हो जाएंगे, यादों को समझ नहीं आएगा, joke ही खत्म हो जाएगा.
I know the feeling of offend. लोग किस तरह से
Yeah.
कैसे तुम्हारी बात पे offend हो सकते हैं.
होता है, बहुत होता है.
So other than books, what are you guys passionate about?
I want to add something.
Sorry.
इसलिए मैं लोगों पे जोक करता हूँ. I like offending them. Sometimes.
Why?
पता नहीं.
But then I think,
Again thrilling.
but making a joke is fine, but if somebody says that they're offended, so you should be
हाँ
considerate of it.
At that point of time मैं चुप हो जाऊँगा. I won't like
But you know,
keep on stretching it.
but you know, so that is where social cues come in. That not everybody is gonna speak up. Like I am that person that if I'm offended, I might leave the room quietly, or I might, you know, just get out of that situation in some way or other. I might not tell somebody that I'm offended. So that social cue kind of thing, no. These spontaneous people don't have a lot of it.
No, but
They don't know when to
no,
stop.
Maybe.
They don't
No,
know
no,
when
no.
to stop. When I stop being
At
an
this
example,
point of time,
Continue.
at this point of time, बोलने वाला इंसान के सेंसेस भी बहुत मैटर करते हैं ना. मैं बोल रहा हूँ, जोक तो कर रहा हूँ, but एक लिमिट मैं भी सेट करता हूँ.
Right, social cue.
और if I'm speaking something और तू जा रही है, मतलब spontaneous है, तो you should always know where you are standing, what is your arena, playground.
Also, you need to you should be able to read the room.
Yeah.
Exactly. You should know your
That's a
playground.
very
How
important
is
point.
right? How is everyone feeling? Is she comfortable? Do I need to talk more? Or if she's too comfortable,
Chill out.
Do I need to leave?
Oh god.
so I know I was talking about other than books. What do you guys are passionate about?
I like art. I like fashion. I
A
like
lot.
creativity. Like I like basically I like self-expression. Anything that involves self-expression, I like that. Art, design, creativity, writing, painting.
Right.
I design clothes. I paint. I write. So anything that lets me express myself, I do that. That is what I'm passionate about.
So do you? I mean, have you participated in any art form like competitions?
Yeah, I had a painting which sold for 12,000.
No shit.
It did. It was a painting of a dancer.
तो ये कब
Two
बना?
dancers, and there was one painting जो कि मैंने बनाया था. It got published in the cover of a magazine.
ये मेरे को
So
पता है.
yeah, that is there. But it's like, you know, art में it takes a special kind of maybe mindset to understand वो painting क्या बोल रही है. Going beyond कि अच्छा लग रहा है या नहीं लग रहा है. It's like समझ में आ रहा है वो artist बोलना क्या चाह
Art
रहा
is
है.
again.
But again, book वाली बात आ गई.
Perception.
Yeah.
हाँ, again book वाली बात आ गई.
Everything comes out to your perception. And I like self-expression. And मैं maybe verbally उतना नहीं, but I like expressing myself.
Right.
So,
Through art forms.
Through art forms. Anything that lets me express myself, I do that.
Do you sing?
I don't sing.
What about you?
She sings.
I don't. Not
Bathroom.
publicly anyway. Yeah. I dance. I'm classically trained. And
Do you guys know about this?
हाँ, मेरे को.
Yeah.
Okay.
I dance. But I'm so I think for the past 1 year I haven't done a lot of things that I used to like doing. I used to like to paint, but I haven't done a lot of it. I haven't danced for a long time. Like not proper one.
Why?
I also like
I don't
dancing.
know.
We know that.
The step which way.
We know that.
Why?
I don't even like the past year has been so dramatic.
Dramatic.
Like for the lack of a better word, everything was in like hyper form. Like कुछ normal हुआ ही नहीं. somebody's dying, something's happening, cases rising, cases falling. Like my parents fell sick, so that 2 months were hell, and all of that stuff. So now it just feels petty for some reason to me to indulge in those things. At that time, it actually did. I did not have an energy for it or anything, and it also felt petty that I have much better things to do, that I should be doing, that is expected of me. So for the past year and a half, I haven't done much of what I like to do. But undergrad and before that, yeah, I used to do a lot of stuff. I was in every freaking committee, head girl, all out. Again, in the rugby, I'm trying to play my old self.
So are you at a better place now?
Like in comparison to the last year?
Mhm.
I don't know, this is also, see, that was a change, that was a sudden change. This flame thing is also a sudden change. So I'm adjusting right now, but it is a much more welcome change. So there's that.
When are you planning to start again, like painting, dancing? मतलब back of the mind कुछ ना कुछ तो रहता है. I'll do this at this point of time.
See,
after doing this thing, I'm sure I'll start dancing.
I've never had a routine of dancing.
इसके
I
लिए तो
trained, but उसके बाद I left during undergrad, and then I did not fall into the habit of going to the studio and dancing with somebody. So उसके बाद it's always been अगर Instagram पे reels बनाया तो थोड़ा नाच लिया, या कहीं पार्टी किया तो उधर थोड़ा नाच लिया. But घर पे I like. So it energizes me when I dance. That I felt. So when I feel low, I dance. So that's fun. So last night was really fun then for me. I danced for hours.
it was for everybody.
I danced for hours and the songs were good and everybody was dancing.
Our fun started in North.
Yeah. Oh.
What liberal subject have you
Taken this semester. I love languages as well. I've taken French. So I stayed in Chennai for 2 years and I learned Tamil there, 6th and 7th. Yeah, so I like languages, I feel that way. I've always performed better at, these kind of subjects than at mathematics, for example. I suck.
Can you say support our podcast in Tamil?
No.
French?
Not yet.
No!
Or in any other language?
Not Gujarati or Marwadi.
नहीं बस.
थोड़ा हटके.
ये तुम बोलते पहले I would have translated or
वो तो हम भी कर लेंगे.
वो तो अभी कर लेते हैं.
चलेगा ठीक है गुजराती में.
Say something offensive, जो कि हमको समझ नहीं आए.
No, she's not saying offensive.
But I'm
She's
saying-
supporting the podcast.
हाँ,
Support our
मुझे
podcast.
ना,
You should-
समझ नहीं आएगा. ये? बात करते हैं.
गुजराती.
But look into the camera.
Guys, don't make me.
Do it. Do it.
Or I might not say it right. I hope you
I-
guys
I-
get
I-
it.
You will say it right in Marwadi, na? Next is Marwadi.
No, I might not. Wait,
ठीक है, next is
Hindi
हिंदी.
language perfect
हिंदी
नहीं है.
और इंग्लिश उसमें तो सही बोलेगा आई एम श्योर. और अभी तुम दोनों वैसे भी हमको सपोर्ट कर रहे हो इसलिए तुम ये वीडियो और ऑडियो
ये
पॉडकास्ट
सिला दिया तुमने मेरे प्यार का.
अच्छा सिला दिया मैंने तेरे प्यार का अब हमको सपोर्ट तू दे दे.
Sound.
Like, pathetic.
How do you support it? मतलब there's a like subscribe option.
No.
Support our podcast. Do it.
Just want me and Piyush to keep doing this shit.
बोल ही सुनो.
અને podcast અને support કરો છો.
Woo!
I know Gujarati. Which might not be right, I'm pretty sure.
It's okay.
Green is gonna kick my ass so bad.
No.
No,
तेरे
that,
को
I will let that happen.
तू भी तो पूरा देश घूमी है कोई तो भाषा आती होगी पंजाबी आती होगी तो सीएन ने सपोर्ट करूँ something like that.
What do I say?
तेरे पास भी फ्रेंच है?
We are too similar in some ways,
Very
too different in
Yeah.
some manner.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
Yeah,
Just still thinking.
हाँ तुम झगड़ा मत-
Agreed.
हम तुमको डिबेट पे नहीं बैठे.
This is not gonna make us
This is
debate.
just a discussion.
Yeah.
Not everything is a fight.
We should have a debate as both
कट
and
करना
debate.
पड़ेगा.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਛੇਤੀ ਛੇਤੀ ਇਨ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿਓ.
That's crazy. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah.
Let's make it both ways.
Yeah. So, well.
Pumped up, bro.
So how
Somebody say.
do you guys like Flame so far?
Yeah.
Ask that question again.
So how do you guys like Flame? So you've been here for a long time, like a month,
No,
2 weeks,
20 days.
2 weeks.
We'll continue.
Just ask the question now.
It's okay, don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
was like,
No, no.
I'll open that one for you. Don't worry.
Thank you. Such chivalry, oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my
I
god,
was
both
gonna
of
say.
them got it. Oh my god,
Like,
the boys, the boys.
chivalry is very
Rare.
rare these days.
Underrated.
Underrated and nobody bothers to make that.
How do you guys like Flame so far? Third time.
I'm gonna answer that question first.
तुम लोग क्या आने के बाद और सब?
I know.
हाँ,
But,
like-
like उसके पहले.
No, I'm enjoying it. पहले 2-3 दिन थोड़ा expectations hurt, you know. After that it's good. And ये see 23rd को मैं आया. For the first 6 days समझ में ही नहीं आया क्या चल रहा है. Like होते जा रहा है, होते जा रहा है, होते
You
जा
guys
रहा है.
already took my opinion. I have been here for 6 days.
तो exactly for the first 6 days ठीक ठाक था. Things are happening. I'm staying in the north. लोग मेरे को बोल रहे तू बहुत दूर रहता है. आ रहा हूँ जा रहा हूँ. That's it. फिर 29th को ये आया. After that interest बढ़ते गया. It's like we both can talk same things. Background same है. हम दोनों की बहुत बात हो चुकी थी. और actually वो मेरा roommate भी था जो हो नहीं पाया.
It's sad.
दिल का दरिया.
हाँ तो ठीक है जो भी है. तो after that it was good and then she came and now you came. तो it's all good. Birthday parties were good. कल तन्वी का बर्थडे था. कल नहीं 2-3 दिन पहले था. तो मैं बहुत
Actually
ज़्यादा
कल था.
मैं बहुत ज़्यादा भाई कल रात को तो परसों रात को अपन ने जब केक कटिंग किया तो मैं बहुत ज़्यादा एक्साइटेड था. सबके वीडियोस में दिख रहे हैं. अच्छा दिस इज फन.
It's fun.
हाँ और एनीवेज नहीं सेम कंटेक्स्ट रिपीट हो जाएगा. लास्ट टाइम ये बोला था.
So, you know, in what sense are you asking? So, this is very difficult for me to answer this question. How do I like Flame? Yes, sure, good.
कैंपस में करो.
Campus, of course, nice. But when you talk about people, I don't have any problem with people, to be honest. I mean, of course, I'm at that stage. People, their bad behavior doesn't bother me.
Sad.
What bothers me is if you're hurting my friend.
I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, kind of.
हाँ कल ही बात हुई.
तू मेरे को हट कर, bro. I'm all over that shit.
You know, we spoke about this, and this is one of the things that lacks. We had this conversation about men, and this is one of the things that lacks. Sense of responsibility is not there. And you know, this thing I feel I care about somebody, and going that extra mile that comes into this.
Going
This is
the
also-
extra mile.
So, I have my set of friends. I hang out with them. We enjoy, study, do work, get in this podcast, starting
So
something
you know,
new.
everybody has a perception of where their life is going.
Hmm.
Is this what you had in mind?
No. So,
That's
what I
right.
expected is people to be more logical, more rational. I've said this to you. But to my surprise, they were not. They're the same. Most of the people are, they're good, you know. But there are many that they're the same people I used to meet when I was in 11th and 12th. Kiddish.
Agreed.
Kiddish.
Not mature.
Maturity की
What?
कमी है.
Please do not release this tape.
What I wanna
2 years
ask
are
is-
over.
What I want to ask is, what do you want to take away from this podcast? Like, why this podcast?
So,
Let me answer first.
go ahead.
कुछ भी स्टार्ट करने के पहले ना बहुत डरता था हमेशा. इट्स लाइक मेरे पास 4 आइडिया आए थे बिजनेस के. चारों आइडिया पे काम करना शुरू कर दिया था. एक पॉइंट पे आया, इसके आगे क्या होगा, आंसर नहीं था एंड रुक जाता था मैं जब इसके आगे पता ही नहीं क्या होने वाला है. व्हाई शुड आई डू इट? बट व्हेन पीयूष सेड मी लेट्स मेक पॉडकास्ट, मैं बोला लेट्स डू इट बिकॉज आउटकम क्या आने वाला है एक इमेज एक है दिमाग में. वी नो दैट व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन पीपल मेक पॉडकास्ट, दे पोस्ट इट, पीपल लाइक इट और नॉट. बट यहाँ मुझे दैट फियर ऑफ लाइक डाउटिंग योरसेल्फ एंड डूइंग समथिंग न्यू, मैंने तो वो ब्रेक किया. इसलिए आई एम इन दिस पॉडकास्ट. फ्यूचर अगेन आई डोंट नो वेयर इट विल टेक मी.
This was what your question was?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it meant what you took away from this.
Yeah, I am getting there. I was getting there. तो मैंने वही बोला उसका आंसर ये I don't know what I am taking away from this, but I actually gave the answer why I started.
That's only when you think
Yeah.
maybe you want to make a
Because
podcast
this is actually helping
Yeah,
me.
you
I
are-
just broke a wall जो मैंने खुद के दिमाग में बना के रखी.
like you want to get people and hear the perspective. So what is it that you are seeking? That is what and I think उसने बोला वही podcast.
So, of course, to understand people in depth, you know. Also, to speak clearly, fluently, articulating your thoughts, you know, being eloquent, precise, something that I wanted to work on. So I'm this. So predominantly I'm this silent introvert kind of person. I don't talk much, but I think this podcast will give me that platform where I can share my ideas, my thoughts, you know, talk with people, connect with people, like you guys came. I don't think we have talked to such depth, even when we were sitting, right? We were chilling.
Yeah.
So this is a nice.
And I'll tell you this is the second surprise which we have got today. यश के साथ भी जब बात कर रहे थे ना, and that podcast भाई बहुत deep चला गया वो podcast and we really didn't think कि ये यहाँ तक जा सकता है और आज वो वापस हो गए. Again this was something random and we have like shared a lot.
We did. No, I know Sneha better, I know Diwasha better. Oh, of course, you better. Myself better, to be honest.
हाँ.
That is really mind. Boggling.
Yeah. So I think this was good.
One last question, if you have something.
I don't have anything. Dude, I'm so happy that we did this.
She had a question. I think you haven't asked a question.
No, I asked first. How do you guys like it? Like it at home?
हाँ.
I did my part.
She- ठीक है.
But okay,
Mhm.
since we were talking about expectations and stuff, so do you think that had this not been online, this transition would have been much better? Because since it was online, we talked to a lot of people, we had expectations of them which did not meet the reality.
See, it would have been completely different. Like, ये जो Flame ने किया कि some people will come on this date, another date. They should have made it compulsory कि पूरा batch एक साथ आएगा. और they should have kept it कि तुम सब घर पे हो. also जो तू बोल रही है about online and offline, obviously if we were here since day one, and day one which was in September, 1st September को 22nd August, that was introductory. अगर वो 22nd August को पूरा बैच यहाँ होता तो it would have been completely different.
For sure. I agree.
And now after knowing each other, seeing each other और अब कैंपस पे आना और उनके और अलग पार्ट्स देखना, so it is completely different. It would have been different for sure. I can't say कि वो अच्छा होता है या बुरा, but I am sure बहुत
Maybe all four of us wouldn't have been in a room together.
possibility है.
My personal experience is that people who've come earlier have had a much better chance to get accumulated, to get comfortable. And unwantingly, unwillingly, they, because लोग आसपास नहीं थे, they have bonded, sought comfort in each other. And उसमें कुछ गलत नहीं है. But for people who have come later, ठीक है, उनके लिए it becomes a real task to, you know, find a place there.
Right.
To have this thing कि I belong here. This is where I want to be. कि, you know, I have people, maybe they also want me. And उसमें people like, the human being, the social beings, we want this need of belongingness. कि I want to belong somewhere.
Yes.
And ये जो system create होना कि तुम पहले आओ, तुम बाद में आओ, तुम बाद में आओ, unwantingly वो it's gonna cause problems to people who come later, because the people who come at the start उनको अपना comfort मिल गया है, they are not seeking anything. But जब बाद में आए हैं, it's gonna be one-ended.